Hello and welcome again. It's February 3rd, 2014 as I record this, although you may be listening to it later in the week, or even later than that. And this is the Solid Signal Podcast. As I said, it's February 3rd, which for me is the day after the Super Bowl. I thought I'd give you my feelings, my impressions on that, because after all, it is the biggest day of television in the entire year. There's an article at the Solid Signal blog that shows that the top 4 programs every year are actually Super Bowl related. This is big. The funny thing is, this is not the first year that I've walked away with the feeling, though, that it shouldn't be that big, and so I did a little bit of research. This is not the first year that the Super Bowl has been a massive blowout. In fact, most years, the winning team has close to twice the score of the losing team, and it's been a massive blowout several times. The most recent was back in 2001, which was very similar to what we saw yesterday. As a matter of fact, you have to go back to 2008 to find any sort of Super Bowl where the score was even close. This underscores the fact that it's just not that good of a football team. It's two teams that have probably never faced each other before, who really don't understand what the other team is about, and we just don't know how they're going to perform. That should be a recipe for excitement, but usually it's a recipe for one team running away with the thing, and one team just kind of sitting there scratching their heads, just like it was yesterday. Of course, not everybody even watches for the football. After the Janet Jackson incident, and most people don't even seem to remember that Justin Timberlake was involved in that, the Super Bowl halftime shows got really, really blah for a lot of years. And it's only been in the last 2 or 3 years that we've started to see anything resembling current acts performing. I did think the halftime show was actually pretty good this year, although I kind of think Beyoncé did it better last year. Of course, the business of the Super Bowl is business. It's all about the commercials. And it seems like it was about 15 years ago that the Super Bowl began to become conscious of the fact that more people watch for the commercials than for anything else. After all, as I said, the football's not that good. And at that point, there was this renaissance where manufacturers, advertisers started to really ramp it up. And then, the last 5 or 6 years of commercials have been pretty blah. And I thought this year was too. I thought any of the good commercials, the really interesting ones, were already leaked online. And it's not even that they were terribly good. The movie trailers were boring. It wasn't quite clear what Fox was trying to advertise with their 24 movie spots until way late in the game. So that was more annoying than anything else. And I think actually the best commercial was one that didn't even air in my area. It was for Newcastle Brown Ale, and it was just really Anna Kendrick sitting there getting her hair done, talking about how she does not understand why she is in a Super Bowl commercial because she doesn't even drink the beer and she can't even say Super Bowl. It seems like by and large, advertising agencies decided that they were tired of the entire gimmicky, schlocky, jokey kind of Super Bowl ad, and they decided to get very earnest and straightforward, but that just got boring. The Super Bowl is the one event per year when people don't zap through the commercials. I personally found myself zapping through the game, but that's another whole story. And, they should take advantage of that. They're certainly spending a lot of money, but they're not coming up with memorable short films as they have in previous years. The problem here is that Super Bowl watching has become a habit for me. I don't really get any more enjoyment out of it, and I just do it because I've done it every year since who knows how long. And the real problem with habits is they change. New generations come up that don't have those same habits, and before you know it, nobody's watching the Super Bowl anymore. That wouldn't be such a big deal, except that the Super Bowl is the single most important day of the year for broadcasters. They rely on it heavily. So do car advertisers, movie makers. There's a whole economy based around the Super Bowl, and it's in danger of collapsing if, first of all, the football doesn't ever get any better, and second of all, if the commercials aren't worth watching. I can guarantee the ratings will be great, and so nobody is going to take preventative action to make sure that the Super Bowl goes on being the kind of broadcast that advertisers really want to pay millions of dollars for. There won't be any change, not until it's too late anyway. But Just once, it would be nice to see the broadcast industry thinking ahead in this way. Oh well, that's it for me for this week. I hope you enjoyed. If you have ideas for future podcasts, go ahead and click on that Suggest a Topic link at the upper right-hand corner of the Solid Signal blog, blog.solidsignal.com, and I'll see you next time.